Hey, good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. It is Wednesday, middle of the week, hump day, as some call it. Glad to have you a part of this with us as we begin this one. Right now, a fair sky, 67 as you're waking up. It will get a lot warmer as we'll get toward a high of 91 later this afternoon. We'll pull up radar in a minute and show you all what's going on. Plus, we'll get into your forecast and all that is happening with that. Special guest coming up this morning at 7 o'clock, as we all know. West Lauderdale baseball went really far this year. We'll have head coach in with us. Talk about baseball and what West Lauderdale did. Look forward to that. So join us at 7. That'll be an interesting show. We'll learn all about the baseball that we need this morning. Before long, it'll be back to school once again. School just gets out. It just seems that the summers are so much shorter. I can remember all that waiting till Labor Day before we went back. It's not that way anymore. It's nearly a month shorter, or it seems it. So enjoy the summertime while you got your kids. And, well, if you're a kid, enjoy yourself. Do some fishing. Enjoy yourself. We'll be right back as we'll bring Brother Ben in now. Let's start the day the way it should be, with a word from the good Lord.
Do you want to do what's wise? Then the book of James chapter 3 tells us not to do anything that is motivated by bitter jealousy and selfish ambition. Why? Well, because bitter jealousy and selfish ambition, according to God, are unearthly, unspiritual, and demonic. Now, wherever bitter jealousy and selfish ambition exists, there will be disorder. There'll be every evil practice. You see, they're typically gateway sins that lead to greater sins. If I'm jealous of what somebody else has, I might steal it or take it by force or even murder them to get it. Or I may try to ruin it for them because if I can't have it, I don't want them to have it either. If I'm selfishly ambitious, well, I'll do whatever it takes to get what I want. I don't care who I hurt or how I attain it, as long as I get what I want. You see, to the selfishly ambitious, the self is all that matters. So for these reasons, God says that acting out of bitter jealousy and selfish ambition is never wise. No, true wisdom is pure-hearted. It's peace-loving, peace-promoting. It's considerate of others, submissive to those in authority over them, full of mercy and goodness. It's impartial and sincere. Those who are wise are peacemakers, and they reap the harvest of righteousness. That's what really wise people do. So may our community be filled with wise people, and may it begin with you. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. And welcome back. Isn't it good to hear something great? And that is, and we'll like to start our days that way. Odie's standing by. He's wearing blue today. We'll call him Blue Boy. He's ready for this. Now, each morning, I try to give you a caption of what the world is going on, what happened overnight, or maybe in the last 24 hours of what's up. Now, I have to admit, because I didn't get the extra $15 a month extra storage, so I hadn't updated my iPhone in quite a while for the latest update. But be ready, America, as I constantly tell you, is the line of where we are, of what we accept in society, keeps getting pushed more and more this way. In the past, when maybe you wanted to type an ugly word, it would pop up the word duck instead of that other word. Apple is announcing that in their new update that it will not replace that word with that word. It's going to be using the real ugly word. So be prepared. Again, America yet gets pushed a little bit more and more this way to accept things. Oh, that word's been around forever. We all know that. Every cuss word in the world has. Occasionally somebody said it. Doesn't mean that it should be socially accepted, though, does it? Again, pushed and pushed and pushed. You should know what's coming. That's out there. As we look at this also we touched on this yesterday morning. This would happen. What town was this? California is where it was. With the LBGT movement in the month, there was protest, huge fight in front of a school, California, about whether to have it or not. California. Thought you should know that also. Now, we also learned that there was a shooting yesterday. As we learn more about this, Virginia is where it happened. 2 people were killed, an 18-year-old and a 36-year-old. And as the headline in most places across America say, is no place sacred anymore. And what they mean by that is high school graduation. That is a day that should be honored for those who've went all their lives to get that high school diploma and then ruined by the actions of those that are unlawful. Awful. 2 lives lost there for no reason. Now, we've seen those in our area, too. Y'all know that. This year was very calm. Thankful for that. But in years past, we've seen arguments break out. Nothing to that degree, thank heavens. Did y'all remember watching Ron Burgundy, Anchorman, where he fell from grace, where he always told him, keep it classy? Well, he went through that little spell there where he had a drinking problem and he might have been arrested. Well, kind of reality for a San Francisco TV news anchor. They let him go. He got arrested twice within 9 hours. He'd done the job for like 20 years, was like the newsman. He got in a squabble with a family member that might have been his brother-in-law, and, well, he went to drinking after that. He got arrested for getting in a fight with his brother-in-law and then drinking. He had a bad day. Maybe somebody will hire him back and he'll come back. Not likely, but it's a good thought. Do you own a Ford? Looks like there's going to be some recalls as we look at this. Over 125,000 cars are going to be recalled as we get into all that is being recalled here. Let me see if I can grab this. I had it earlier, exactly which cars it was. Calls from engine failures. Could spark fires. The recall is confirmed by the National Highway Safety Administration. 2020 to 23 Ford Escapes, and also the Ford Maverick, and also the Lincoln Corsairs. I've never even heard of that model. But those particular models are getting recalls. If you happen to own any of those, check your mailbox. You'll be getting those soon, or an email. They'll let you know where to take it to a Ford dealership near you to get that repaired. Hope nothing else comes of that. They take care of that before long. Have y'all seen the pictures that has been coming in Canada? Huge forest fires. It's so bad that it is affecting New York City now. And I think I've got a picture or two as we look at this. I want y'all to see this as we look at the pictures here. And again, this is fire coming in from Canada of just how thick it is in New York. Let me pull this up. This is from Daily Mail. Let's look at the Statue of Liberty. Look at that. And this is like during prime daytime. This is not at nighttime or right at dusk. That's huge. Hopefully they'll get those fires put out before long. Y'all stay with me. We want to check your forecast next, get into all that, let you know what to expect today, how to dress, and what's coming. We'll be right back.
Hello, my name's Kenneth Graham, and I'm running for coroner of Lauderdale County. For over 50 years, Lauderdale County's been represented by professional and competent coroners. I would like to continue that tradition. Over the next several months, I want to educate the public on what the coroner does and dispel any myths about the coroner job. I can show you that I will be the most professional coroner there is. So please vote for me August the 8th.
Paid for by the Committee for the Election of Kenneth Graham. The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group.
No matter how many times you try, and no matter where you call, Representative 81 Steve Horn won't answer the phone. We're not getting any representation in Jackson. District 81, we can do better. Vote Ben Shirley, August the 8th. Paid for by Ben Shirley.
As we've said, starting out this day in the 60s, that's not bad at all. But believe me, before the day is done, 90-degree weather, so dress appropriately for that. I wouldn't wear wool for any reason. I got a wool cowboy hat sitting over there. We're not putting that on today by any means. we've broken out the straw and we've gone to the streets with that. A lot to talk about what went on yesterday also coming up at 7. As we mentioned in the notes, we'll have, and I think I mentioned it when we first started, we will have the West Lauderdale coach coming in this morning, talk about that fantastic season that they had. Now, we do have areas of fog this morning before we get deep into the weather. Let's pull this up. If you've got travels to make today, you need to be aware of where you're going and what it has to do with fog. As we pull Meridian Honda radar up, if you're going to be down on the coast of Alabama, look out here. We got some fog here just due north around, that's going to be Evergreen, Alabama, Monroeville. As we get here in Mississippi, Columbia, Mississippi, down in the McGee area, a lot of fog this morning that stretch in these areas. Highway 90. Be careful there as we look at that also. As we move back up into northern Mississippi around Corinth, a lot of fog there this morning, and you'll see that in Jumpertown, also over here in Burnsville, these areas here. Thick fog, even moving across into Florence, Alabama as well this morning. So be cautious on your travels. And again, in our areas here in the Meridian area, there can still be light fog that radar is not picking up. So use extra caution when you're out and about when it's over the state like that. It usually sometimes in these low-lying areas, those water areas, have a little fog in those areas also. So watch that. Jeff Lewis, how in the world are you? Laura Todd, how are you feeling today? Also, let's see, Lois is up today. Joey Hancock, good to see each and every one of y'all. Let's get into the forecast now.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Our record highs, record lows, 1972. Anybody remember that year? 99 today. That'll be about 8 more than what we get on the thermometer for today. Back in 2000, a cool 51. That made record yesterday, I think, at 50. So we were really cool some 23 years ago today. Morning, Tammy Joe. Glad to see you're up, too. As we look at the forecast, we will see that the rain will be heavier south of Meridian, south of I-20 toward Clark County today. And this will go into Jones County and also Jasper and all that area around Wayne County. It'll be more here. Now, as you get into the Louisville area, sprinkle, a little bit heavier there as you get into Philadelphia. But again, there's only a 20% chance in this area here, and south of I-20 we'll have a little bit more. Expect that to be sometime after 2 o'clock this afternoon as we show that Hattiesburg hits 90, kind of like Meridian out to our west. We'll see that Natchez has 89, and even Vicksburg holding steady at 90 and 91 up in Yazoo City. The further north you go there into the Delta, it's going to be warmer. As we look at Demopolis, Alabama, y'all should see 91 as well as Tuscaloosa, and heating up to 92 in the Birmingham area. We should see right at 90 in Livingston, Alabama today. And then there's chances of rain as you see this all throughout the Alabama area. A little bit heavier from Tuscaloosa to Selma, taking in Demopolis as well. So chances are you'll get wet there. As we look at this, Meridian right on that line of normal temperature to the south of us toward the Mississippi Gulf Coast, warmer southwest Mississippi being the warmest in the state, going back into Louisiana. And again, southern Texas, South Texas is hot and hotter. Expect that to move in and roll into Mississippi and drive those temperatures up. It's on the way. No way to avoid it. As we look at our 7-day forecast brought to you by our friends over at Wilson. Today, as we mentioned several times, 91. We got that 20% chance of rain. It will increase to a 30% chance tomorrow with a high of 93. Now, it looks as though Friday is going to be our best day for the weekend. Sunshine. Saturday, a bump up to 20%, and then we've got some heavier rains that's going to get into the forecast as we go to church on Sunday, increasing to a 50% chance of showers. But Friday will end the week good. As the eagle will fly, it'll be sunny. Expect that. We've got rain chances on Monday also. As we go all the way through June 21st, and that's pushing the end of the month, and it's scary to even talk about it. 94, 95, look at this stuff. We've even had some 98-degree days forecasted. They've backed it down a degree or two, but expect this to hold steady and rise. This will change a little bit between now and then, but it's just going to be flat out hot. So be prepared for it. As we jump ahead and look at our fishing, we do have this still 10% chance here. They'll update this in about 30 minutes. We'll see if that's still holding at 10% on the national hurricane level there. 10% chance of it becoming anything. Right now, nothing. Gulf is all clear. As we look at those fishing times, as Chet brings us to us each and every day, a major time was early this morning at 3:30. Your next opportunity to hit out and get a great time is going to be right at 4 o'clock. So if you could get set up around 3:30 and fish until about 6. You'll be set to go and catch some good ones. So get out. The wind's going to be calm, northwest around 5 this afternoon, so perfect weather to fish. Can't beat it at all. Probably a little rain shower at 20% might feel good out on the water. Always scram if there's lightning, though. Keep that in mind. Odie's standing by as we get ready for this wonderful day. We hope you'll join us. We'll give you all the doings of what went on last night. Lauderdale, Mississippi. What was going on? We'll give you the details of that coming up at 7. Join us, won't you? It all happens here. Thank each and every one of you for being a part of this. Again, we want you back in about, 15 minutes. We're going live. We'll be on television as well then. We'll see you soon from the Scotty Ray Report.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: